Hello guys, my name is Srini. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. If you are already a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. This is the third video on EKS. In the previous two videos, on the first video I talked about the things you need to do before you start working with EKS. How do you set up command line tools, etc. In the second video I showed you how to create a EKS cluster. In this video I'm going to show you how to actually deploy your application on EKS cluster. I'm going to add links to those previous two videos. If you haven't seen those, I would highly recommend that you see them as well. So that way you have continuity to how to deploy your applications. So having said that, in this video I'm going to deploy one of the Kubernetes example applications from Kubernetes website. You can check this here, Kubernetes docs tutorials in here. You can look at the stateless applications, and they tell you how to deploy your stateless applications and stateful applications. So I just picked randomly one of them, which is actually deploying the WordPress with MySQL database on EKS. So in the previous video we left off here where we created a cluster. Hopefully you deleted the cluster after that, otherwise you're going to get charged. So I just created a new cluster. I'm gonna deploy the WordPress application, which requires MySQL. I'll walk you through the process. So we're gonna deploy two things. The first one is a MySQL deployment. So this is like a typical Kubernetes manifest file. We're going to deploy a service. Name is going to be WordPress MySQL. Labels WordPress. Port number, which is a default port for MySQL. And selectors. And then we need, for this MySQL, we need a persistent volume claim, persistent volumes. I would not worry about those things right now. It's just basically getting some kind of storage for the database, right? And then we're requesting 20 gigs of data, all this stuff, and you can go through. So we're going to be reading our passwords from secrets file and everything. I'm going to link this thing in the description below, so you can go through details as well. So basically we're saying, hey, deploy this image MySQL 5.6 with this name, and use this environment variable, read the password from secrets, so the default port and etc. And this is where you're going to mount the mount path. So we're going to deploy that, and then once we have the MySQL database, we're going to deploy actual WordPress. So it's going to be a similar thing. This is going to be a service as well. Name is WordPress, app is WordPress, and the port is 80 because this is a web application. And then we're going to use load balancer. Same process. So we need to put these WordPress files in a storage. We use persistent volume claims and persistent volumes, and then so basically it's going to be doing the, you're going to provide it the password to MySQL database, and then this is the mount path where you're going to mount it. So we're going to do these deployments, but we're going to make it a little bit easier. This is probably a little bit advanced topic, customization, Kubernetes. We'll talk about that in some other video, but for now, basically to deploy the whole thing together, you can use this one, customize, where you can actually generate the secret. This is the password we're going to use for our database. And then we're saying in this one, hey, run this service and this service. So we're going to put those files in the customize as resources. What it's going to do is, this is a new feature, well, relatively new feature in Kubernetes. it's gonna run these files, apply these two files. So instead of actually applying this and then applying this, it's going to do this. And the customize also comes with the config maps. You can generate config maps automatically. You can generate secrets as well. So having said that, so I have my Kubernetes cluster ready. I am in a folder where I have all these files, customization YAML file I just showed you up here, and then I have my WordPress deployment YAML, which is this one here, and Mysql deployment YAML here. So I have them in the folder where I'm at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it now. Cdl Apply. I'm gonna mistype it sometime, keep forgetting my command, so you can go here for reference. It's a switch. So it's good to get errors sometimes, so you know what how to correct them. So it's gonna run all these files. So as you can see, hey, this service is secret created, your service is created, two services created, your deployments created, your persistent volumes created, right? So now let's go to our Amazon console. So similarly, like we saw last time in our cluster, you can go here and check your running instances. So basically, we said when we created the cluster in the last video, we created 3 nodes and stuff. It's gonna create a few other things, and I talked about all those details in the last video. If you haven't checked it, check that video as well. So we got all this stuff running, and then if you go to EKS, you can see our cluster is created here, as it says here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few checks just to make sure we got everything right. kubectl get secrets. All right, so we got secrets here, so which is from here. We're using the secret generator, so that corresponds to this. Let's get parts. Let's see what parts are running, right? Okay, we have a few parts running here. So you see that. So we're using one part for WordPress, one part for MySQL. Let's get services. Okay, so you see the services. So these are just some basic checks you do, just make sure everything is running okay. It looks like everything is good to go. So everything are deployed. But I do want to verify from the browser it actually got deployed, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to EC2 here. I'm gonna go to load balancers, because remember we specified a load balancer, I believe in here, right here. So we have that. So we have load balancer running here. So what I want to do is I want to get this DNS name here, take it from here and check. We see WordPress. see, here you go. So we got that. So that's the simple tutorial on how to deploy application and EKS. As I was saying in the beginning, please do check the previous two tutorials which walk you through EKS from beginning, before you start with the EKS, to creating a cluster to actually deploying an application. If you like the video, please give thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.